Hey everyone, so glad you're here. All right, don't mind me. I'm messing with the camera. What on earth? Okay, so if you're just joining us for reasons I don't even understand, the camera. Hi Amanda, hi Sandy, hi Shalana. Okay, I don't know why it's doing this, but I have hit every what do you call it? Setting in the thing that we use for in Restream. Maybe when Penny comes in. Hi Kate. Hi Karen. I'm really hoping when Penny comes in she can help me. Maybe, I don't know. But okay, so leave the comments. Hi Kate. Kate. The other Kate. Kate Schuster. Leave a comment below. Okay, so on my screen, for whatever reason, everything's backwards. Is it backwards for you guys too? Like, do you see how it's like? I don't even understand what it's doing. I literally am here. I do the same thing every week, week in, week out, all the time. And for some reason tonight, it's like making it like a mirror image or something really weird or messed up. Yeah, it's backwards. I don't understand what's going on. I've literally hit every possible, like I have looked at everything. I don't know why it's doing that. I can't even understand what is going on. I'm looking for I keep looking for like a setting or something, right? That is like turned on that's making it be like a mirror image, but one doesn't exist. So I have no idea what's going on. Oh, no, my shutter's not closed, Sandy. But everything's backwards. Hold on, what does Kate say? It's definitely backwards, and thank you for saying my last name the right way. A lot of people in the past have. Oh, you're welcome, Kate. No problem. Oh, Sandy's only seeing black. No, it's fine. It looks like Chinese, right, Karen? I have no idea what's going on. Like, I don't know what. All right, this might. Everyone, just close your eyes a second. I'm gonna pull my phone down here because I don't understand why it's doing this. But there's nothing. Okay, hold on. Nope. Oh, wait. There we go. Found it. That was almost super scary. I'm like, I have no idea why it's doing this. There we go. Now we can read the words. It's a good thing we're always like running really. Yay! I fixed it. Yeah, it was backwards. No, you guys are so amazing. I love you all. Shalon is like, I think we understand what it is, even though it's backwards. You got this. Amanda's like, success. Yes, we made it. We're not backwards anymore. It's this tiny little, apparently buried within like the settings, like all the way at the bottom. There was this thing that says mirror camera that somehow was turned on. Who would turn that on? I don't know. Within the program that we use to stream. I'm like, what? Who wants that? fun things to show you tonight. I have all of the different subscription products, and I have the new incentive stamp, and we have a free gift that ends at midnight tonight. So lots of fun things to show you. Okay, so let's start with the subscription products. So here is the stamp of the month. This is the one that's only $5. And it has a little origami bird on it hanging from a wire. And then it says creased, because it's an origami bird, right? So it's creased with kindness. So cute. Love it. Then we have the Stamp Club Premium, which I'm going to use tonight, and which you can kind of see. They're all colored up over here. And I posted a little sneak peek of my little chickens. This one is called Extra Fabulous. We're going to use this sentiment down here that says you are extra fabulous. But some of the other things are proud of you, no yoke, happy hatch day, you've got to be chicken me, and feeling excited for you. So cute. So that's the Stamp Club Premium. The stencil of the month is called Feathered Path. I really like stencils like this because this is a really good one for pastes, like the different kind of glazes and pastes to go through. So that one's going to be super fun. We're going to play with that later this month. And then the paper pad of the month. I'm going to try to do what I did last month and do a traveler's notebook spread with the paper pad of the month. But I'll show you all of different pieces. So there's all the coordinating colors. And then there's the first one. Look how pretty that butterfly is. So pretty. And then like the silhouette of the little leaves and flowers. Then we have green, the silhouette of the leaves and flowers. And the back is a really pretty like mustardy yellow grid. This one is butterflies and bunnies and flowers. And then the back are those teeny tiny multicolored butterflies. Then we have a light green grid. And the back are like these little ovals with the little bunnies in them. And this is the same, except that instead of a white background, it's a pink background with the little oval bunnies. And then the back is a really pretty floral. And then the last one is bunnies and flowers and butterflies. And then the back is those little ovals with the bunnies and the polka dots. So that is this month's paper pad of the month, which I think is like one of the, I love this subscription. This is a really, really good one. So those are all of the different monthly subscriptions. This is the one we're going to play with tonight, the Extra Fabulous. And then if you place an order of $25 or more, but only till midnight tonight, this is the stencil you'll receive for free. So that's what it looks like. And I'm going to try to use it tonight. I have an idea for how it might work and be usable on my project. We're going to try it. We're going to see. Remind me later on after we do the watercoloring and the watercoloring is dry, but before I put the sparkle overlay, remind me that I want to use the stencil with alabaster with the white ink. Help me remember, because if I put the sparkle overlay on before, then we're out. We're not using it. So that's a $25 purchase, gets you the stencil for free, and then the $60 purchase gets you the free incentive stamp, which look at how cute that is. It's adorable. So cute. Oh, Sandy said she saw it. I was going to say Hoppy Spring or Hop into Spring, I think. I will double check for you just to make sure. Now that I can't find the front cover piece. Yeah, I think it's Hoppy Spring. I think you're right. Okay, so that's all the freebies, the goodies, the incentive stamp, the gorgeous monthly subscription. And then tonight, so I went and colored my chickens. They're already colored and ready to go. I cut them with the SVG file that goes with it, but then I cut into it closer because I wanted them to be closer. So I have all the little chickens. They are all cut out. I cut them out into beautiful rainbow patterns. So that gives you a really good look at what the stamps look like that are in that stamp set. And then there's 2 little eggs. So there's our chickens. I wish there were chickens that looked like this in real life because I would have 100 of them. And my entire backyard would just be rainbow chickens because it's so cool. All right. Anyway, we're going to paint tonight. I have some aqua pigment watercolor paper. And I have rainbow aqua pigments. Now, I have the old bottles, but when I linked them up, I think they're the new ones. So I have all just regular rainbow order red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Hello, Billion. How are you? You missed all the fun. Someone turned the mirror setting on in Restream, and it took me forever to figure out why everything was backwards. It's okay. I figured it out. I'm normal now. It was almost a really fun live, though, because it was almost you watching me do everything backwards. So we have the rainbow aqua pigments. I have a set of brushes over here. I'm going to spray a bit of water. I'm going to spray a bit onto my little palette. And I'm going to spray a little bit right onto my white craft desk. And we'll use those 2 things for 2 waters for different things. Okay. So actually, I think I'm going to start with my green. So what I want to do is I want to do the colors, watercolor, all the way across in rainbow order. And when I do that, for me, the best way to do it is to start in the middle and work my way out. Because if I start in the middle and work my way out, I don't do too much. And otherwise, I end up with like red, orange, yellow, whoops, out of room. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to just take a teensy bit because I want this to be like a wash of color. I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be a lot of really pigmented color. I just want, actually, I think I might want more water than that. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of really make this nice and watery. And then I'm going to find on my glass mat where the middle is. And then that's where I'm going to start painting. And I'm just going to do a section. This. So this is the wet on dry. That's what I'm going to do for this color. But I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can use the watercolors or the aqua pigments. So this is wet on dry. And we're only going to do the colors. So that is the wet on dry method. Now, and I can show you what wet on wet looks like, which is when you start with the area that you want to paint with. You put plain water first. We're going to take yellow. Yes. So that's kind of where my idea came. Sandy said when she saw the pictures of these chickens, they reminded her of stained glass. And that's actually where I got the idea from. So the different kind of if you see here, like their little tail feathers, how it's broken up almost like a mosaic. There a couple years ago there was a Brutus Monroe paper pad called Stained Rainbow that was like that, like it was all like jagged edges and it was a whole paper pad. And I actually don't have the paper pad, which is kind of odd, but um I was thinking that's what it reminded me of. So that was kind of what led me to the rainbows. Okay, so water, and then we're going to come in with the aqua pigment. And this time I'm not adding any water to the aqua pigment. I'm just kind of dropping it on top of that wet surface. And it's going to kind of do its own thing. And see how it's like it's going to play with the color next to it. And we're just going to let it be what it's going to be. Just going to walk away. Don't work it too much. Move on. And then we're going to do that with all of the colors. And we can use the, because we're going to do it in rainbow order. So it will all like kind of run together and be like a really pretty rainbow. So I don't know how I never ended up with that paper pad, Sandy. I looked at it. I really thought I had one here, but I didn't. But that was what those chickens reminded me of. So, because I was thinking for tonight's project, it would be nice to have one and kind of layer pattern paper behind, but nope. So that is basically what we're going to do. We're going to paint tonight. We're going to watercolor and make rainbow background, and then so this is orange, and I somehow have three bottles of creamy orange, but no regular orange. But I linked up the rainbow bundle, which is all the orange, which is just plain orange, which is actually, I think, would work better. So that's good. But it's fun when you actually get down into your stash and you're like, wait a minute, I don't have some of this stuff. I hate when that happens. Okay. And then we're going to take this. And we're just going to pop drop. I love this technique. I love making it wet and then literally just dropping the color into, just drop it. Like there's no wrong way to do this. And then you just walk away and you just let it do what it's going to do. And it's all going to blend, like it's all going to mix and match and play with each other. And when it's all done, you have like effortless watercolored rainbow background. It's effortless. Like you do not have to, it's just water and then the aqua pigment and you just drop it right in. And then this is going to come down and this is going to come up and it's all going to kind of blend together. Yes, I agree with Penny. Let it be, let it be. Just let it. I can't sing to save my life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to. I'm sorry I even started to sing because I can't sing at all. So we're just going to add water. Someday I'll get a really fancy setup so I can zoom in. I don't have a really fancy setup now. My setup is just, it is what it is. Oh gosh, Nikki. Nikki says, I decided to use AI to write and perfect the inside message of the card. Slightly funny and majorly nostalgic. That's hilarious. Look. Oh, see, look how cool that is. I love that. Just drop it. See how it dropped and it just goes. So cool. So I'm just going to take my brush and basically I'm just going to move this so we don't have any white. That's what I don't want any white. I wanted to do at least one for you where I dropped it right into there so you could see the coolness. And I could have added more ink, but I didn't want to because I'd rather move it around with my brush and get some of those darks and lights and some of like the pinks, the pink tones kind of showing. Here we go. And then down here, we're going to work this way now. I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little bit more pigment into the blue. That first color. I'm just going to add just a little bit more in there. Deepen it a little bit and to kind of re-wet it so it can kind of play a little bit more with the yellow. Because I love the squidgy edges. That's definitely a professional watercoloring term. Squidgy edges. Absolutely. Let's get the red out of here. Okay, there we go. All that red. Be gone with you. Hi, Candy. Oh, Isis is here. Hello, hun. Hello, Candy. Squiggy edges, yes. That's a technical term. Definitely rescrew the lid back on the red because of all the aqua pigments here, we don't want the red dumping. I think I could make anything, any other color that might spill, I think I could make it work, but I don't think I could make the red work. All right, this is the blue. That was too much. So first we water. Take a section and we water. Good bit of water. That's part of the reason we're using watercolor cardstock. We want a good amount of water here. And then we can just drop that blue right in. Let it do its thing, and then we can move it around so we don't have any white areas. Yeah, I think you probably did, Candy. I didn't double check, but I knew what I told you, so I just went red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet when I pulled them out. Okay. And so this is where it gets, I'm keeping an eye on that green because I don't want the blue to overwhelm it. I want them to mix, but I don't want to end up with something at the end of the day that's where we don't have green and blue. We have like teal or something strange like that. So I'm just gonna keep kind of, as things pool and move, I'm gonna keep coming back in with the green to make sure we preserve our green. And last we have violet. Thank you. Yep. Candy got it right. Yay, you. Thank you. This is just it. This is not me. This is water, a brush, and the aqua pigments doing all of the work. It's the easiest. It's so easy. I don't think that you could, that's the fun thing about watercolors. Like you can't really, it's not like painting. Like you can't mess it up too much. The only thing you can do is get too many colors that don't work together and you end up with mud. That's like the worst thing you can do with watercolors. Because anything else is going to be, it's going to work and it's going to look awesome. So if you've been around in the scrapbooking world, or if you've ever been in the scrapbooking world or have been around in the scrapbooking world for a long time, there used to be a scrapbooker who, she did a ton of mixed media. Her name was Arit Landgraf. And she would teach scrapbooking classes or mixed media classes with watercolors. Like she would show you how they work, how to use them, how to make them, just all of it. And of course, she would put them onto scrapbook pages. But that's where I learned that's where I learned all of my little watercoloring tricks, and that's why I feel most comfortable with that medium, with the aqua pigments and the water and all that, because I took her classes. And now she segued and she doesn't scrapbook at all. Now she actually just teaches and does watercolors and does watercolor paintings. But everything I know about watercolors and aqua pigments and all that, things to do with them, that's where I learned it all from. Okay. So I feel like the bottom here could be a little bit darker. Kate said she has mastered mud. Oh no. I love it when you drop it and it just goes. That's like the coolest thing ever. Love it. And that's why I put the lid on everything. That's my favorite. It's my favorite part. And see how it just like, it's just going to blend right in if I just left it there. But I don't really want the little, like, I want the burst, but I don't want it to stay in a circle. So I'm just going to drop a little bit more water. So we have lights and darks, but there's no like circles, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So we just want to let this dry. And I might hit it with a heat tool. I'm going to clean up a little bit and we can chat a little bit. And if you have questions, that's right. And then if it's still wet after a little bit, and we'll stamp and put together our sentiment. And then if it's still wet, I'll hit it with a heat tool. I think it dries pretty fast though. So we might be okay. So how's everyone doing tonight? If you get a chance to head over to the website, I think most of the new releases is up and there. My friend Theodore has a new stamp and he's all dressed up like a bird and he's taking a bath. And we're definitely going to be using him later on, as I haven't gotten my Theodore stamp yet. He's on his way. So I'm just going to wipe this up, but as an aside, and the reason I'm wiping it up, honestly, is because I'm leaving to go on a crop on Thursday. And I want to take this with me, but I don't want this on it because I won't use this. So I'm just going to wipe it up. But if you let it dry onto the palette, you can come back and add water to it and like reconstitute the paint and use it again if you want. Like I said, I'm leaving, so I don't want to do that. Cricket just made your night. Oh, do tell. Okay. I'm going to set these off to the side. So, I used the SVGs. Now, this is just my little fastidious self. I think I like having the SVGs. I like to cut the blanks and then stamp my images. But inevitably, because I'm me, I still end up fussy cutting around the edges because it gives it the white. And I think I would do that. I do that with dyes too, so it doesn't matter. But I don't like a real heavy white border on my cards. Especially like this where I have an idea for like, I want to put more than one, like I want to kind of make like a cluster of chickens. So, but I did, this one, I have two of the SVGs for the sentiment I want to use. And so I'm going to stamp one with the sentiment, and then we're going to layer the second blank one behind it to give it a little bit of dimension, which is going to be really cool. Oh, this is just the beginning, Sandy. That is a good idea. Sandy says, hold on, catching up. Oh, yeah. Issa said just like any other watercolor. Exactly. Oh, there's a new Cricut release. I haven't looked at it. I have a Cricut. I have a Cricut Joy Extra. But I'm not a tool girl. So if I'm happy, I don't go looking for new tools unless something breaks. So I had my silhouette. I had a silhouette 2 for years and years and years and years and years. And new silhouettes came and they left, and I still had my silhouette 2. And then it started not wanting to talk to my computer anymore, and I started having trouble with it. So then I went shopping, and the only thing I'm going to cut it with is paper. Like, that's it. I'm just going to cut paper. So, and I also, my silhouette 2 would not read SVG files. So anyway, to make a long story short, I just wanted to cut paper. And so I got a Cricut Joy Extra, and I'm still super happy with it. So I wouldn't even have looked, really. I'm rambling. So sorry. I should catch up on the comments. Yeah, I don't mind a tiny white border, Isis, but I can't do like a thick white border. And the sentiments, it doesn't bother me, but the images, yeah. It's just, you're right, just personal preference. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Sandy. That's awesome. I just have to, okay, so I'm probably gonna get my fuzzy head in the way here, and I'm taking my glasses off because I want to get down. I'm gonna get right down so I can line this stamp up perfectly with the card blank, the sentiment blank, and there's no easy way to do this. You just got to get your head down and get your head in there and look through the stamp, and then you have to take a deep breath and close the door and just be, you did the best you could. However it stamps, you did the best you could. Did pretty good. Did pretty good. Could have been down a little bit more, but I'll take it. Put my glasses back on. Oh, Sandy said, thanks for inspiring a technique I want to try. You're very welcome. I can't wait to see what you do. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to pop our sentiment out. Lemon pound cake. That's my squeaky clean scent right now. Nikki, I love that. I know I'm a little behind on the comments, but I love that saying. That's great. That's so good. Okay. So we're still wet. Let's grab the heat tool and give it a little dry. Just the purple's wet. The rest of it. You know what? I have the cherry slush. I have it. Um, but so one of my little quirky things, I guess, is that I open a squeaky clean, and that's the scent. And that's the scent I use till it's all gone. And I have a bumper crop of other scents over here, but they can't be opened. One scent at a time. I don't know. It's goofy, I know. Okay. So there's our, see, just a minute or two. It's good to go. Now look at this. I'm gonna put this right up to the camera so you can see like all the detail. See, like in here, like you can see all the little like light areas and dark areas. So cute. Okay. So now's where we want to put the pull in the stencil. Okay, let me get this. I remembered. I remembered all by myself. I'm so proud. Can take a moment and be proud. All right, so yeah, this will be nice. Okay, so this is the freebie stencil. And we're just going to add some extra interest to our background. This background is going to be pretty awesome. Now let me grab a little washi tape that I can just put a little bit behind. And let me find my alabaster ink. And let me get my white brush that only gets used for pigment ink. Yes. I try. I try to come up with funny names for things. It helps me remember them. All right. So just some washi from my stash just to hold on to that. And then we can load up our brush. Now, here's a trick for you. Get your pigment ink, put it on a surface, because this pigment ink is going to pick up some of the aqua pigment stuff. The way you get around it is you try really, really hard not to go over the same section twice. But that's really, really hard. So I don't know that would be such a good thing. But, and this is not going to be white in the sense of like it's going to make things bright white. It's just going to add texture. It'll be just a little fun something extra in the background. But since this is the free gift for this week, and I know this will look really cool. I thought it would be nice to show you just a little bit something extra. I am a girl who likes layers. I'm like the donkey in Shrek, or like an onion. I like layers. The more layers I can put into a background, the better. Just my personal preference. I'm also not going all the way down. I don't think I'm going to quit around blue because I'm pretty sure we still have chickens to get on here. So a lot of the bottom portion of this will probably be covered with chickens. I'm not sure if the video will pick this up because it is very subtle texture. But in person, you will be able to see it really, really good. So there's that little bit of texture. And see how it goes in and kind of plays with the watercolor. And so you're not really sure what it's not a stark, like a in your face texture. It's just like just a little something. I'm going to just grab a baby wipe and wipe down my glass mat quick so it's all cleaned up. I don't want any residual ink to get on my finished project. Hi, Jamie. So nice to see you tonight. I hope you're doing well. Excuse me if you can hear me swallowing. I'm sorry. I just needed a drink quick. Okay. So now more layers. I am making a mess. I have a pile of mess over here. Just a huge pile. Because I opened that paper pad and now it's floating. All the papers are all separated and floating everywhere. Okay, so last layer, and then we will add our chicken. We're almost done. It's okay. Sparkle overlays. Because why not? Because if you can add another layer to your card, why wouldn't you? Okay. So show of hands, who hasn't seen sparkle overlays? Anyone here have no idea what I'm talking about when I say sparkle overlays? Because we need to have a conversation if you don't know what these are. They are my favorite thing. I love them. So this is how I put mine on. I cut the panel slightly larger than my whatever I want to cover. I give myself a little starting place, fold over the backing paper, and line up the top. Line up the top really well. And then push it down into the leg. Pull it down. There we go. Oh, lovely. And then for some extra stickiness, I grabbed my handy dandy brayer. This gets out all the air bubbles. I'm gonna smush it good. Ta-da! And then I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4 because I like my white borders. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's how they come from Brutus Monroe. They come in a package, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I just used the full, all of it, but then I'm going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to trim it down from the purple end because there's more purple than there is red. So 5 1/4. And then I do have a little bit of the sparkle overlay overhanging here. We will just trim that. And check that out. Let me catch the light. See if I can catch the light. So you can see all the layers. You can see the holographic. You can see all the watercolor. You can see the stenciling. So good. All right. So now we can just get all of our little pieces into place. And I think now that I'm looking at the sizes and shapes of everything, I'm like 99.9% sure that we are not going to use all those chickens. I think I colored more chickens than I was really going to use. But that's okay. So we're going to take the two SVG and line them up perfectly. So it just gives it a little bit of a dimension. And I think I just want it like right here, right there, more towards the top, I think. Right, so now which of these chickens do we want? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at how they're sitting. Because I love this one. And I love that one. So I definitely need those two. And then the little ones. The little one can go back here. And if at any point you have an idea, just tell me. Say, hey, do it this way. Having a little chicken convention down here. And here's another one. I feel like we can put him kind of up here a little bit. And then we can have the little eggs. I don't want them to look like they're fighting over the eggs. Does that make sense? They're just having a little chicken convention. They're all friends. A rainbow chicken convention, as you do. See, I don't like this. I don't like because he's looking out. So I think these three are gonna have to go on another card. I agree. Amanda says you can always use extra rainbow chickens. I know, you really can. All right, I'm gonna use a wet glue to put these down. So I think, so if these are how our chickens are, maybe I want to put the chickens down first before I decide on the sentiment. No, I think we're all right. Okay. I'm going to put these over here because we might decide we want those somewhere else. All right. Okay, let's give that a push down. Same here. When you're working with the sparkle overlay, you got to give this a minute, or you have things that are crooked because it does take a little bit for it to dry, to adhere. Oh, thank you, Penny. Thank you, Thistle. There's just a little bit of glue there that I don't want, and I can just, because I'm on the sparkle overlay, it will just ball up for me and come right off. Added bonus. Okay. So there's those chickens. Now I get these chickens. I'm going to let this one come up a little bit. It'll look like he's kind of standing behind this other one. And I'm also going to let his little tail feathers go off the edge of the card, if that's what it wants to do. And then we'll get this one. We'll put him over here. They're all just having a little conversation. And then what if we stuck a little egg under here? I think that would be super cute. Right? Like that just finishes that section off. Little egg up there. We'll do another one. Look like it's kind of like laying on our sentiment. And then we'll put the two other ones down here. Oh no. Okay, so hold on a second. Oh, it got blurry. I hope it didn't stay blurry. It looks okay on my end right now, so hopefully. Amanda says, do colored Easter eggs come from rainbow chickens? I feel like that's a question someone else can answer. All right, so cute. I'm putting lots and lots and lots of tape back here because I really want this to stick well. Now we just need a nice white border. I do love a white border. And then this little chicken, like he stops. I did that right. I was hoping that I had done it right. There you go. Like you don't even have to, there's like just the tiniest little bit of an overhang. You could trim off if you want. But he fits right there perfectly. Okay. So there's our card project for tonight, guys. That beautiful layered watercolor background with all the aqua pigments, and then the stencil that you can get for free with a $25 purchase. We put some alabaster white pigment ink through that to give it some more texture and interest in the background. And then we have our chickens. So cute. And I don't think there was a better sentiment for rainbow chickens on this card than you are extra fabulous. So there we go. I hope you liked tonight's card project. Oh, he says, yes, they sparkle too, just like unicorns. I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. That is tonight's card project. I hope that you enjoyed it. I loved it. I'll take some pictures and put it up in the group tomorrow. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Go play with some water and some aqua pigments. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Good night. Oh, Amanda says rainbow chickens made her day. Yay, I'm so glad. Rainbow chickens are the best. Bye, everyone.